Cost of living. As rising costs threaten a health and fitness crisis, 5 million people are canceling their gym memberships. According to recent polling data, millions of Britons are discontinuing their memberships in sports clubs and gyms due to financial concerns. Experts worry that the numbers, which were revealed to me alone, mean the cost of living crisis is turning into a British health and fitness catastrophe. According to a YouGov survey, 10% of British adults, or 5.1 million people, have either cancelled or are thinking about cancelling their gym or other sports or exercise memberships due to the rising cost of living. According to the data, the cost of living crisis is in danger of creating a health and fitness crisis that would very likely worsen the well-being of the nation even further, said Dr. Chris Papadopoulos, Principal Lecturer in Public Health and Director of Health Research at the University of Bedfordshire. It is abundantly clear from scientific research that exercise, even in small doses, is among the most effective ways to improve both physical and mental health, both of which are currently particularly fragile for many people due to the stress of their financial situations. The YouGov study also found that free outdoor exercise in parks, forests, and other natural areas will become more important to 70% of adults as the cost of living rises. In an effort to change the law to grant people a right to such open spaces, the Wildlife and Countryside Link coalition of 67 environmental organizations, which funded the research, is collaborating with groups like the Royal College of Psychiatrists. They are supporting a proposal to add a right to nature to the Levelling Up and Regeneration Bill, which is expected to be discussed this month or in the first half of 2023. The amendment's sponsor, Green Party MP Caroline Lucas, said, "These numbers demonstrate the growing need for free outdoor exercise as the cost of living rises. We were able to clearly observe how crucial local nature was to people's physical and mental health during the pandemic. Across the nation, parks, forests, canals, and rivers are disappearing as local government budgets are squeezed." Young adults were the largest group to discontinue their exercise memberships, according to a YouGov poll, with 18% of those aged 25 to 34 doing so, compared to 10% of those aged 45 to 54 and just 5% of those aged 55 and older. Additionally, adults who have children are more likely to cancel than adults without children, 14% versus 9%. "This research is extremely troubling," said Haley Jarvis, head of physical activity for the mental health charity Mind. "It demonstrates how the nation's mental and physical health is being impacted by the cost of living crisis." After more than 2 years of the pandemic, many people's mental health is already suffering, and it appears likely that the cost of living crisis will make things significantly worse. One of the first treatments given to people with mild to moderate depression should be regular exercise because it can lower the risk of depression by up to 30%. However, according to separate research from Natural England, park budgets have been cut and 1 in 3 homes do not have a natural area, such as a park, woodland, or river, within a 15-minute walk of their home. Authorities must encourage and support communities, especially those with the greatest levels of social and economic disadvantage, to use other forms of exercise, like access to natural green spaces, according to Dr. Papadopoulos. However, public health will continue to deteriorate if no effective action is taken. Serious repercussions result from this, such as making us more susceptible to illness. 7 in 10 people who live in nature-deficient areas would exercise more if they had better access to natural spaces, according to separate research conducted in January by YouGov for Wildlife and Countryside Link, with young people and families being the most likely to do so. Access to the outdoors is absolutely necessary for our health and well-being, according to British canoeing's Ben Seal, whether it be through river paddling, park strolls, or ocean swimming. Sport and good health shouldn't be based on where you live or how much money you have in the bank. However, it is becoming more difficult than ever for people to exercise due to the rising cost of living, the deteriorating state of many natural areas, and these factors. According to a recent YouGov survey, 87% of respondents said access to parks and other natural spaces is important for encouraging children and young people into sport and exercise, so the growing barriers to exercise could also have an impact on the next generation of sports talent, warns Mark Laurie, head of Street Games, a sport for development charity. Many of our top athletes learn how to run, jump, or paddle in their neighborhood park or river, according to Mr. Laurie. Unfortunately, a large number of our parks and other green spaces are in decline, and access to nature is still incredibly unequal. Numerous studies have demonstrated that having access to nature improves one's physical and mental health, increasing the likelihood of living a longer, healthier life. According to one Exeter University study, spending just 2 hours a week in nature can do wonders for your mood. Depressed patients who were given weekly doses of oceans, forests, or other natural environments reported a 69% improvement in their sense of well-being after 3 months. However, local government funding cuts are causing many local parks and other green spaces to deteriorate, with an estimated £190 million lost from local authority parks budgets since 2016, according to research by the Association for Public Service Excellence. The Wildlife and Countryside Links Nature for Everyone campaign is encouraging people to support these changes by signing a petition to the government. The chief executive of Wildlife and Countryside Link, Richard Benwell, stated, "The leveling up agenda of the government is focused on opportunity and quality of life, but the leveling up legislation somehow forgets one of our most basic needs: access to nature." Today, the environment in which many people live limits their potential. People's mental and physical health depends on their surroundings. The government should acknowledge a right to nature as one of leveling up's primary objectives, promoting greener and healthier communities nationwide. Following the UN's call for all nations to recognize a legal right to a healthy environment, this is a significant opportunity for the UK to demonstrate global leadership. The government's 25-year environment plan sets out its ambition to connect more people from all backgrounds with the natural environment for their health and well-being, a spokesperson for the Department of Environment, Food, and Rural Affairs said. The England Coast Path, which will be the longest waymarked and maintained coastal walking route in the world at about 2,700 miles, is currently being constructed. England has a fantastic network of public rights-of-way. We have also made it possible to establish sizable, publicly accessible woodlands close to towns and cities through the England Trees Action Plan, greatly enhancing people's access to nature.